First, let me start by saying how excited we are as an organization that Bill Nunn took a significant step, another step closer toward the Hall of Fame recognition as a contributor. We were just also honored to be associated with him, and we're just tickled that he's going to get the recognition that he deserves, and we sharing that joy with his family, and just an exciting day for us. From a football standpoint, we practiced over the south side at the indoor today. We got dumped on this morning with some rain. We also had some other potential lightning-like stuff on the radar. We didn't want to combat that today. We lost a part of a day recently because of that. We exercised the precaution, but it also gave us an opportunity to move this group and change locations and still adhere to the COVID protocols that comes with transportation, the buses and so forth. So that was a good rep for us. We got good work done over at the indoor, focusing on a lot of no huddle-like situational things. A good day. We practiced in our helmets. Had a few minor injuries or injuries to be evaluated. I'll have further information at a later date on Ryan Switzer, who had a foot, Kareth White, who had a groin, and Alex Myers, who had a groin. We still had a number of guys out with what can continue to be described as day-to-day like issues. Some of the guys that have been working their way back continue to do so, David DeCastro being among those. But we just like where the group is. Tomorrow is an assigned day off. We'll come back in Thursday and continue the developmental process. Big week for us, one of those lean-in weeks, we're in the thick of this thing, and so certain things got to start happening, and we're excited about the overall direction of the group. Questions?
Just a reminder to raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. First one goes to Teresa Barley. Teresa, go ahead.
Hi, Mike. Just wanted to follow up with you, when you talked about Bill Nunn. What did you learn from Bill during your time that you spent with him that really has stayed with you?
I learned a lot from Bill, formally, informally. The journey that he walked that was his life was something to be learned, but just strictly vocationally from a talent evaluation standpoint, I was always really impressed how he never let football get in the way. His evaluation style was purely based on pedigree, knee and ankle flexibility, body control, fine motor skills, top end speed, measurables, things of that nature. He never got distracted by the football, and he kept evaluations pure from a pedigree standpoint. I was always really impressed and marked by that.
Next up, Mark Caboli. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, just a real quick one. What do you, in your opinion, Cam Sutton's best position?
His best position might just be versatility. I know that from a role standpoint, he has embraced that with us. Cam is a guy that's outside corner capable, nickel capable, dime capable, safety capable, and really, he displays that just about daily and within the same drills. His versatility has been an asset to us. He really has earned his way into the rotation in terms of being a core component of our base defense inside in the sub packages. But, that's just the means in which he got on the bus. I don't want to put him in that box. He has a well-rounded skill set and continues to prove to us that he's very versatile.
Next up, Brooke Breyer. Brooke, go ahead.
Mike, I know you're obviously focused on a lot of the on-field stuff that happens during training camp, but normally you guys are away in Latrobe for camp. Without that, how important is it for the guys to build camaraderie and chemistry in the locker room and some of the downtime they have between everything?
It feels very much like camp. The isolation maybe of the COVID circumstances and so forth. I believe that there's been time for that. I believe that that's happening in a very natural way. I don't view this environment any different than Latrobe from that perspective. Surprisingly so. I think there's always some angst when you change the environment, particularly in some unofficial like developing things. And I don't think that's been compromised at all based on what I've seen thus far.
Next up, Brian Batko. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, now that he's worked his way back and he's been with you a few days now, we heard from James Washington yesterday. He shed a little bit of weight this offseason. He feels lighter, more explosive, maybe elevating. a little bit higher. Have you seen that out of him this camp? And how much does just drafting another wideout maybe get a year 3 guy's attention a little bit?
You know, I think he started that process of developing his professional body and the level of conditioning required to be great after his rookie year. I just think this is just a continuation of that awakening and in the process itself. So I don't think that is anything new, but I do see the continued commitment there, which is appropriate. And I think as long as he continues that approach, I think he'll continue to search for the ceiling in terms of the development of his talents and the development of his contributions within our football group.
Next question, Noah Strackbank, go ahead.
Hey, Mike. 2 quick ones. Was Ryan Switzer able to finish practice? And with Juju and Deontay out, were you able to see anything more from Chase Claypool today?
Ryan was not able to finish. I was able to see more from Chase. I was also able to see more from Ray McLeod and some of the others. And, you know, like I always say, one man's misfortune is another man's opportunity. Darbo got a lot of work today with the first group. And so that's what I tend to focus on when people miss time, not necessarily the time missed, but the opportunity that others get to ascend within the group and show their capabilities.
All right. Thank you, Coach.